started drafting your opinion piece. So to start, you should have your completed Oreo graphic organizer. And even if you don't have your paper organizer, you will have your organizer that you typed up on Google Classroom, hopefully. We're going to use that information to turn our writing into our first draft. So right here on the screen, I have your schedule for today for just writing. So I'm just going to read this first. Now that you have a complete Oreo organizer for your monarch butterfly opinion piece, you're going to begin drafting. Today you will work on drafting your opening statement where you state your opinion. That's in the first box of your Oreo organizer. Make sure that the opinion statement clearly communicates what you think are the greatest challenges facing the monarch butterflies today. So it's one strong sentence. Once you have your opinion statement drafted, you can move on to drafting your first reason for your opinion and the explanation where you say more about that reason in order to convince your reader. Use your Oreo organizer to draft reason 1 and the explanation for reason 1. That's what your organizer is for. It's to help you. This should look like 2 to 4 sentences, okay? I'm thinking more like 4 total with the reason and the explanation. So, if you get stuck in your writing today, take a look at the opinion piece example, Rainy Day Fun in Norwalk Oreo Organizer and Finished Draft. That's what I'm going to help you look at today. We're going to look at a draft. We're going to look at a completed organizer, and we're going to see how that author took their organized info and turned it into a draft, okay? There's some helpful hints for you. And I'm going to also talk about these when we take a look at the Rainy Day in Norwalk draft. Sentence starters are awesome to help get the juices flowing in your brain. So some sentence starters that are very common are first, I think, then I think. I'd rather show you the sentence starters in the Norwalk draft, okay? So let's take a look at this Rainy Day in Norwalk, Fun in Norwalk. Rainy Day Fun in Norwalk. I'm just moving it so it's all on one page. Right, Oreos? Come on. There they go. So here's the graphic organizer. The opinion, and this is the statement that starts off their writing. The best place to go in Norwalk on a rainy day is definitely the Maritime Aquarium. I love words like the best and definitely, because this author's opinion is very clear to me. They think the best place to go in Norwalk on a rainy day is the Maritime Aquarium. And words like definitely really just emphasize how passionate they are about this topic, okay? Their opinion is very strong rooted. Okay, reason 1. The first reason. Okay, this right here, the first reason. That's a nice sentence starter. That's a nice transition from your opening statement to your first reason. The first reason why the Maritime Center is so fun to visit is because they have so many animals that you can actually touch. So the first reason, this is very important. The first reason answers why this person thinks the Maritime Aquarium is the best. All right? And why do they think the Maritime Aquarium is the best? Because they have animals you can actually touch. And then they go on to explain what they mean by animals you can actually touch. And they describe the Jiggle-a-Jelly, where you can actually touch jellyfish. Then they talk about the touch tank, where you can touch crabs and starfish. Apollo, my dog is whining. And then they talk that they actually describe the jellyfish as squishy and slimy. So that's how they elaborate or explain their first reason why the Maritime Aquarium is great. All right. So, and then they go on for reason 2 and they explain reason 2. And then reason 3, here's another nice transition word they used for their last reason. Because it's their last reason, they said, lastly, I would say the Maritime Center is the best place to visit on a rainy day. Why? Because there's always something new to see. So this is another reason why. And here they go and explain reason 3. Last weekend I went there and they had a whole new tank for the seals that was much bigger. And they also had an exhibit with a skunk and a porcupine. I had never seen these animals there before. Okay? I really like the way they explain each reason with details. They're actually telling me names of animals. So what we want to do today is take our graphic organizer and turn it into a nice solid paragraph. Notice a few things. Notice that, oh, you know what? You can't see this. I got to make sure you can. Hang on for technical issues. Pause right here. There's this slight interruption. I need to make sure you can see. You know what I'm going to do? I have an idea. Excuse this. All right. Here is what it should look. You finished your first draft. Nice. Guess what? All of this information was taken right from the graphic organizer, but put together nicely into a solid paragraph. I say solid because, as you can see, there are no giant spaces in between the sentences. We don't have the first reason and then a big space, right? No, we do not want to see that. Another thing we do not want to see. Sorry. Sorry about my technical difficulties. Okay, so we do not want to see a space in between. Another thing I don't want to see, which we've often seen in class, is this. I don't want to see reason 1. Sorry, my computer's slow. No, okay? Reason 2, that's what we use the graphic organizer for. We don't want this. We want nice transition sentences, transition words, sentence starters, like my first reason. All right, so ultimately, it should look like a nice, solid paragraph. Please make sure you have an indent at the start. An indent is a space that we do at the beginning of a paragraph for the first sentence. Just the first sentence has an indent. It starts in a bit, okay? Tomorrow we will have a video on different transition words and how we can add those into our writing if we need more help with that. Thank you for bearing with me and dealing through the technical difficulties, okay?